throughout this whole wedding process, Zandy and I have always remembered that it's so great that we get to have this beautiful wedding. It's so exciting. It's going to be the greatest day of our lives.
We have so many friends and family coming, and to look out there and see all these loved ones that came all this way for you, it's going to be pretty amazing. And getting to do it with the most beautiful future wife in the world.
I have my best friend Becca was on Glee with me, and she'll be at the wedding, as well as Darren Criss, who is my dear friend and was on Glee with me as well. And Emma Roberts is my best friend in the entire world, and I just love her so much, so she'll be there. And Ryan Murphy is going to be officiating my wedding.
All right, moving on to this. In this week's People magazine and in an exclusive People TV wedding special, we're taking an inside look at Glee actress Lea Michele's romantic Napa wedding. The 32-year-old singer-actress was glowing as she married 36-year-old Zandy Rich, who she's been dating for almost 3 years. Rich, who's president of a clothing company, Air, was smiling from ear to ear. They're very cute. They tied the knot on Saturday at night in Northern California. Now, People has exclusive coverage of the bride and groom's wardrobes, the ceremony, and the reception. Love is real, you guys. Let's start off taking a look at the dazzling bride. Lea Michele wore a custom Monique Lehoulier wedding gown with lace open-toed shoes with a satin heel. She looks absolutely stunning here. I mean, she tells people it took 9 months to create the elegant silk gown, which featured a corseted bodice and a hand-tufted skirt, which she paired with a cathedral-length veil. The designer says working with Michele was an absolute dream. As for the rings, Michele decided to go with simple diamonds and a thin gold band underneath to honor Jewish tradition.
Ooh, I like the gold.
I know, me too. Michele saying, I didn't want to take any attention from the beautiful engagement ring that Zandy created for me. While the couple followed tradition by spending the night before their wedding apart, the two met with a loving gaze when time came to say the vows. Despite rain before the ceremony, the sun began to shine, and the couple walked down the aisle to Coldplay's Us Against the World. I like that. As 210 of the couple's family and friends watched on. One guy saying, as Lea walked toward him, they looked so lovingly at each other, adding, it was all perfect. The wedding was officiated by Glee creator Ryan Murphy, who kept it playful and heartwarming, but laughter turned to tears when the couple exchanged personal vows. Michele says, it was a moment to say how fortunate I am that this amazing man is choosing to spend the rest of his life with me. The wedding featured a traditional breaking of the glass, and then the newlywed couple was showered in white rose petals as they made their way for some private time before the big party. Now, the reception was held at Carnero's Resort in the Napa Valley with beautiful candlelit settings on long tables, perfect for the Tuscany-style family courses. Michele made sure there was plenty of red wine, which I would be down for. While dinner featured Italian staples like pasta and meatballs, other tasty treats included donuts for dessert. You got oysters, shrimp, signature martinis and Manhattans, and don't forget the champagne, lots of that. But of course, food doesn't make the party. It's of course about the people you're celebrating with. In attendance were some of Michele's BFFs like Glee co-stars Darren Criss, Becca Tobin, Jonathan Groff, who's Michele's man of honor, and even Emma Roberts was there. And the family of the newlyweds, as you can see here, were looking just as dapper as the couple. Very happy. At the reception, the couple shared their first dance to Can't Help Falling in Love by Haley Reinhart. Such a special moment. When it came to the cake, which the couple opted to keep simple and chic, the first slice was cut to the tune Happy Days Are Here Again by Barbra Streisand. It's a nice touch. The remainder of the night turned into a full-blown dance party. Guests including Ashley Tisdale and Jamie Lynn Sigler were letting loose well into the night. Looks like we've got a break from the big band for a silent disco rave going on here. Now, as the party kept going, Michelle changed into a more comfortable lace mini, and her husband changed into an all-white jumpsuit and sported a photo of his new wife on his chest. Okay.
Love Israel.
I know. We've got all this craziness going on, and Michelle's bestie, Darren Criss, even jumped on stage, picked up a guitar, and serenaded the couple. Can you imagine being there for that? It would have been really cool. It seems like a nonstop celebration. Everyone looked very beautiful. As a newlywed, Michelle spoke to people saying, the best of all will be what we get to do with each other for the rest of our lives. I couldn't be more grateful. For an even deeper look at the wedding, check out the People TV wedding special on the People TV app and pick up a copy of this week's People magazine.
Is it possible?
I'm Leah Michelle.
And I'm Zandy Rich.
And we're getting married. We met at our best friend's wedding. My best friend was the bride and his best friend was the groom. We were actually seated next to each other, and that's where we met. I feel so fortunate to have, met such an incredible person whom I love so much. And, from the minute we met through our friends, it was, pretty apparent that it was sort of the person I was meant to be with for the rest of my life. I didn't know in that very moment that it was happening, but certainly the weeks leading up, I was hoping that a proposal would happen. It was totally private, and it was in a place that is so special to us. And miraculously, no one was around. We were on the beach, no one was there. It was just the two of us. Like I said, I was very surprised, so it was perfect. So my ring was designed by, the jeweler's name is Lior. My fiance made the ring. I was so incredibly surprised that it was my dream ring. And honestly, I mean, truly, the fact that I know that he put the time and the detail into making this ring was very special to me. I'm really not a big jewelry person. I don't wear a ton of jewelry. But there's just something very classic about this, about the ring that I just love so much, and I know that I will love it for the rest of my life.
Inspiration for the bridal gown is full on Leah. She was pretty much very decisive in the process about how she wanted to look. It is like a whimsical wedding fantasy.
Monique Lillier, who is the queen of all queens. I get chills when I think about Monique and how much I love her. And I'd seen a dress on her account, on her Instagram, that was from her new collection. And I think it's called the Luna. And I was like, that's my wedding dress. And so my stylist, Brad Goreski, I was like, can you please call Monique Lillier? I have to, I'm engaged and I want to go in for a fitting, and let's, pop a bottle of champagne and bring my mom and go try on some dresses. And so we did. I will never forget in the entire wedding process, that is one of my most favorite moments, being at that fitting with Brad and with my mom, and letting my mom see me with my wedding dress on for the first time was so magical. I would say that my dress is very classic, which was also very important to me. I wanted to stay away from a lot of current trends, for me at least, and I find I do this even when I'm getting ready for events. I try to find outfits that I know I'm gonna look back on and be like, I wasn't just going with a specific trend of the moment, this is a classic dress. And that's how I feel about the wedding dress. It's a strapless, corseted top, and then it goes out into a beautiful ball gown, and it feels just like anything and everything I could have ever dreamed of. I'm also changing dresses, which my second dress I am so excited about. Monique Lillier made this amazing dress for me. So from her new collection, she has this very sexy black mini dress with long sleeves, and she's making it special for me in white. So I cannot wait, and I could definitely see myself putting that dress on from time to time, if I can fit into it after the wedding, which I just love it so much, and I will find an excuse to wear that dress again and again. I will say this. I never knew exactly where I wanted to get married. We knew we both loved Napa. We had just spent a holiday there, you know, a couple of months prior, and it was like a very special place. And so we were able to then, you know, find our location. And once we found our location, which is Carneros, that was like, that is the heartbeat sort of the wedding, and everything fell into place from there. But I also have the hookup to our venue is called Carneros Resort. We had an amazing chef at Carneros who really listened to our vision. I want people to be full. Some of the key things are the spaghetti and meatballs, an arugula salad to start with shaved Parmesan. These are just some of my favorite dishes. Those were very important to me. We have a cake that we will be cutting, but we are not big dessert people. We have to consider all of our guests. So I'm having an Italian-themed dessert. So it's gonna be all cannolis and like mini tiramisus and the Italian cookies. And so again, just sort of connecting that part of my heritage into the food was important. So we met at our best friend's wedding.
The wedding was incredible, as Leah said.
It was really beautiful.
It was like this awesome wedding, and the thing that I remembered most was the dance floor. And this band was absolutely incredible, and they
Project M.
Yeah, they went all night long, and then I was like, this is the best wedding band I've ever seen.
And I thought the same thing too, and so we both had like a, you know, an amazing like memory of like this band and this night and our friend's wedding and meeting each other for the first time.
Yeah, and then when we got engaged, very quickly thereafter, I hit up my friend. I was like, what was the band again? He was like, call a one artist tomorrow, tell me when Project M. So we called them, locked it down.
And I was like, they better still be a band, because this was like a couple years back, and what if the band broke up? You know?
Fortunately,
they're still together.
Still doing their thing. We have so many friends and family coming, and just to like look out there and see all these loved ones that came all this way for you, it's going to be pretty amazing. And getting to do it with the most beautiful future wife in the world.
I have my best friend Becca was on Glee with me, and she'll be at the wedding, as well as Darren Chris, who is my dear friend and was on Glee with me as well. And Emma Roberts is my best friend in the entire world, and I just love her so much, so she'll be there. And Ryan Murphy is going to be officiating my wedding. So that's going to be great. We have a lot of other people coming as well from all different parts of our lives.
So the inspiration for the wedding weekend for the makeup was just to be glowing, fresh, bright, and kind of bridal, but in a chic, soft way. Just wanted to bring out all of Leah's beautiful features and all of the glow that's going on inside her right now, because she's beaming, getting ready for this wedding.
And then for the wedding, the look is classic, and it is different than anything I've ever done. It's a super polished, chic, beautiful bun. So it is a center part slick, tucked behind her ears, and it has a lot of detail.
We did the looks together as a team, but Leah really was clear that she wanted to feel like herself, that she didn't want to she didn't want to dress up as a bride. She just wanted to be Leah.
One of the things that I think is super cool is to not see Leah until she's walking down the aisle. I feel like in life there's so few surprises, and I know she's going to be beautiful, so it's going to be amazing. I feel like we do enough photos at other times in our lives that I don't want to spend hours before the wedding doing photos, and the first time walking down the aisle will be the first time I see her, and I cannot wait for that moment.
The night before the wedding, I will not be seeing Zandy. I'm just gonna say goodnight to him after the rehearsal dinner, and the next time I see him will be when I'm walking down the aisle, and I know I'm gonna cry. I'm a big crier, and so I'm definitely gonna cry. I know that I'm going to be walking down the aisle to a song by Adele called Sweetest Devotion. So I started practicing, like playing the song in the house and just like walking towards him. We're going to write our own vows. By the way, his vows are going to be amazing. But I also have the hookup to some of Hollywood's greatest writers, so I plan on using those that help and calling friends and being like, is this good? Does this look good? Because I want them to be great. It's just a moment where I can say how fortunate I am that this amazing, man is choosing to spend the rest of his life with me. Throughout this whole wedding process, Zandy and I have always remembered that it's so great that we get to have this beautiful wedding. It's so exciting. It's going to be the greatest day of our lives. But the best day and days of all will be what we get to do with each other then for the rest of our lives. And it'll be the little moments. It'll be those little days and those little things, And so I think we're both very aware that this is going to be great, but we are just the most excited about the fact that we get to spend the rest of our lives together and have this best friend. Which is so cheesy, but it's really true. You get to have, someone to be there with you for the rest of your life, and that's just the greatest.
Leah, your wedding looks amazing. How did you do it?
I had help. Plus, I used Zola to make it easier. And my wedding website is done. Working my registry, working my apps. Ooh, a stock pot. Yeah. That one seems like me.
Did you send Aunt Millie a thank you? She got you that soap pot.
Mom, I literally just got it. Done, done, done. Zola made it super easy. Now I can just enjoy my wedding. Go to Zola.com to start planning your wedding today.